So we're going to open up the Thursday evening meeting for the Permanent Building Committee for the town of Norwood. Attendant is Steve Connor, Bob Silk, William Kinsman, Bill O'Connor, and myself, Ted Callahan. And Linda Clarkin is our secretary.
Wow.
Did I get that right?
Yeah. It's something I never
Oh, well, let's
introduced
discuss
everybody.
it. No, come on, let's go.
You should say that Jeff Sullivan
yeah.
from
Oh, yeah,
the
he's
record
hiding.
is here.
He's hiding in the corner.
I didn't get your name.
Jeff
Jeff.
Sullivan,
Okay, Jeff Sullivan from the record?
for the Norwood record, yes.
Oh, good.
I forgot to get one today.
All right, let's,
Okay, move that we approve the secretarial invoice for May 9th, 2019.
I'll second that.
all in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed?
Okay, move that we approve the minutes of May 9th, 2019. Everybody read them?
I'll second it with the edit that
I had two things that Steve wasn't here and you had him approving the termination.
So, would you like me to, oh, he's not listed as present. Oh, he's listed as absent here.
right. So
what you
it's
said.
unlikely he seconded the motion.
Yeah, it's very unlikely that he seconded.
So,
Edit that, I guess.
All right, what was the other thing?
the other thing was that invoice for
RGB.
RGB, 58,000, right?
And I think I explained that
Yeah.
that was probably multiple invoices, because I know from the previous month there was an error, and we told them to correct it and bring it back in. So I think that's what that is.
Any questions?
Thank you.
With those two edits, I'll second that we approve.
That-
Okay,
I'll second.
That's it.
your second to the motion?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so that's the approval of the minutes. We have one other invoice, and then we have a few other things. We have an invoice from McGinley Counsel and Associates, and we really need someone here to explain this invoice to us.
I'm going to table that because we need an update on what's going on there.
Okay.
We had an invoice from them last.
Yeah.
We did not ask for, I mean, we've been paying out monthly stipends to them. I haven't seen any drawings. As a matter of fact, we don't even have an OPM at this point.
Yeah, Vertec.
Because I think they went south after that fiasco of last June when there was a big question as to how much money we were spending on the project.
Oh, yeah. You and I went up to see
Yes.
the town manager.
Okay. The next thing is the update on the chapel project, and in conjunction
So wait a
with
minute,
it.
don't you have an invoice for Shay, one of them, wasn't it? one of them?
Well, I was going to tie that into the chapel project.
Oh, okay.
If you want, and it's not an invoice, it's a CCD.
So there's more than one,
There's a CCD from Shay,
yeah,
and there's a,
that's Geenap. One's Geenap and one is Shay.
I understand that. And the one from GNAT is a request for additional services, but it's not an invoice.
No, we're gonna have to approve.
That's
Before
right.
we get to the invoice, we've got to approve
That's
that
right.
letter.
So, on the construction change directive, this is from Shay, and it's in the amount of $1,598.67. And this pertains to, we thought we had a leak at the chapel, and it turns out it wasn't a leak. It was the tops to the two vents that vent the area between the two roofs.
You know about that interstitial space.
And
Between the wood roof and the real roof.
so it was those vents, I'm going to call them the hats for the vents, were letting water in. And so we had to have them change them. And in so doing, he also found out that the water test, one of the drain pipes was clogged which of course he never touched. So this invoice, and he's showing it as, give me a minute. He's showing it as labor and materials. Actually, he's just showing it as labor. He's showing 12 hours at 128.25 an hour, which brings it up to 1539, then travel and miscellaneous. So he did not charge us for the 2 copper vents that were leaking, but he did charge us for the water test and his travel and all that, because of course the leak didn't belong to him, it belonged to whoever designed the vent terminals.
Did John Racine take a look at that?
If
Do you know
it's,
if he's
if
good
it's
with it?
come to us, he's seen it. It is not signed. It's not signed by the architect, or is it signed by John Racine?
John, I'll tell you right now, RGB is for all practical purposes off the project at this point. We've got to take over. There's nothing really left to outstanding, but we just can't afford to keep
Yeah,
paying them.
no, it's-
They've already exceeded their, the amount of money that had been set aside for their work, so.
I mean, this sounds like it seems reasonable.
Yeah, no.
So I'll,
Oh, we
I'll
already
second
know,
it.
we already know that it is.
We know the extent of this. They also cleaned out the drain pipe
Yeah.
and all that.
Yeah, remember we talked about that.
So I got no
So I'll
problem.
second that that we're okay.
That you approve the CCD? Okay.
So yeah, there's been, motion been made and seconded. All in favor? Opposed? Thank you.
So I don't know.
And then it's a matter of putting it through the various parties to sign it.
Is that the kind of thing I sign it?
Either you or I can sign it,
Go ahead.
because I'm still part of the project.
Callahan's got 2 L's.
Really?
Just
23.
Little levity there.
Okay, so the next one is from GNAP, and this is regarding the chapel. And this is for additional services, and he's broken it all down. And,
And this is again a change request.
well, this is in addition to his original scope.
You see, just to sum it all up, they had figured that they would run out, the job under, in their view, under contract was gonna go up to about the first few days of March. So this carries them from March into the, from March and April.
Okay.
So their proposal of a long time ago
Yeah.
surmised that we were gonna finish in March sometime.
As did Spillane.
And if you look through this and you're good with it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
This is
Then
the
I'll second
third,
it
the
also.
number you got in there, I negotiated it down from 16,000.
The original request was 16,366.50. Then we negotiated 41.54 out. Then we renegotiated for an additional $1,000.50, and we brought it down to $11,212.
And that's the last payment.
That's-
Yeah, I talked to Mike, I asked him if he expects to submit any more requisitions, he said no.
No. Yes, I
So I'll
heard.
second that.
All in favor of the motion?
Okay.
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay.
That's good. That's it, isn't it?
Well, while we're still in the chapel, tell us about the vacation.
Well, there was quite a bit of prep work. Bill did yeoman service in making a hole in the wall for the little box.
Yep.
And Bill spent, and I spent a large part of one of the mornings last week going through the contents of all of the things that were going to go into the box, which was
Extensive.
extensive, largely because everybody in town threw their business card into it. And I had to, so I got a list of every bloody business card. Some of these people I haven't even heard about. Anyway, there was a lot of stuff there, and if anybody's interested, I have an inventory that Bill and I made out, just so there won't be any questions as to what's in the box. Not that you can do anything about it, because you need a cannon to get that plaque off the wall.
The
So we
plaque
wrote a
is-
little,
is a plaque we do.
Little
Yeah.
memorial
Yeah, you
for the
did that,
for the
right.
thing for the plaque, and the plaque is up there now, and we're already beginning to get little questions, it's, why my name isn't up there?
Oh, is that
Did
right?
anyone happen to take a picture of it on their phone or anything?
There is
I
a,
actually have a picture of it.
Bill's got about the best so you can read it.
The only thing is, it's on my personal email, because in dealing with Mazzola, who was very good to us, they just, on the plaque, they just charged us their cost, no markup.
Good.
Who was it that made it again?
Mazzola Monuments.
Oh, okay.
And
yes, that's right.
another company made this
I
great
thought you were
box.
talking about
that
Tony
we put-
Bazooka, the
No.
town manager.
Who made the little,
The copper box was made by Norwood Sheet Metal, Landy Germano, down Route 1.
beautiful thing? It's absolutely a work of art, yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Too bad I'll never see it.
No, you know something, you won't see it. Well, not unless you live to be
Not
another
unless there are
100
pictures.
years, or.
I have a picture of it too.
Do you have a picture?
Sure, yeah.
I don't.
Maybe
have-
send the picture to Linda, she could pass it around.
You
Well,
have
it's
a
just
picture of the
it's just
copper
a
box?
No, just
No,
the
the
plaque.
plaque.
The plaque.
Oh,
Not
the plaque?
The
Plaque.
plaque. We just kind of,
Yeah,
It's like what it says.
it's kind of high up, and the printing is kind of small, and the lighting is very poor, and you really have to want to read it.
Keep going,
Gotcha.
keep
Okay.
going.
Yeah.
all right, good. How many people attended? Was there a crowd or not? too
According
many?
to the paper, there was upwards of 20 or 30.
Okay.
Oh, every seat, was it?
60 as
Well,
well.
it was more
Much-
than 20 or 30.
60, yeah. 60, I think is the number, yeah.
Yeah, there were people standing, all the seats were filled.
Oh, nice.
There's overflow.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay,
people
good.
were out the door.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Well-
nice to see the interest. Yeah.
Well, the whole thing went off well, and if you wouldn't recognize it, because Bill donated a rug, which we put up on the altar, makes it look very nice. It
Nice.
really looked good, really looked well.
Nice. Great.
Oh, I actually have the plaque wording right here.
Pretty busy, right?
This is not the redacted,
But it's close.
it's close. Yes, because
Yes, in English.
we had a problem fitting it all, because somebody was very verbose when they,
Greg Verbose is a real son of a gun.
yeah, Ted verbose. So we had to take some of it out, and then we had to add some of it back in, and, oh, please.
Not on me,
No, but she said, oh, you have more room now. You can do this. So, oh. She, again, this is at Mazzola Heidi.
Well, the real problem came when we started adding the names down below, because no one, apart from, who was it that we, Bob Silk's the only guy from the committee.
From
Just
the
the chair,
committee,
yeah.
I noticed
And
that.
Good.
all we did was, we had to make the decision, otherwise we'd be, be twice that size, so.
Yeah.
In every case, only the chairman of the board or whoever
Of
was
the
in
committee,
charge
yeah.
got to get his name on the plaque.
The plaque measures 20 by 30.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
So, yeah, and to put
Nice.
all of the names on it,
Oh,
forget
yeah.
it. Did you want to?
Oh, yeah.
You were there, so
I
you
was there and I
read
put
it.
that.
Steve might.
And Bill had this black drape kind of thing,
Pull the cord and the drape fell out.
Yeah,
Nice.
actually, yeah. He
How
tucked it in.
theatrical.
He tucked it, yeah, it was very theatrical.
Very good.
I was still wondering if I pull this as the plaque.
Is Joe still looking for his money?
Actually, I told Mr. Greeley that I didn't know how much
Remainder.
of the money was going to be used, but probably most all of it. would be
Yeah.
used. So, I haven't heard anything.
I
since-
talked to him just before we left, and he understands where we're at, so I'm hoping that it'll be a little bit better. What I think we promised them, if RGB has it right, and
Yeah.
it is in the realm of $100,000.
Yeah.
Then we will be able to give them back what we had promised. But we will also be able to keep a small amount of money until the warranties run out, which is what we always do. And then we'll give that money back to the town. So, well, I suppose we'll have to give it back to the CPC because it's their money too. Anyway, that's the plan. So, but we're not quite finished paying off the bill, so we're almost there.
What about the door situation in the basement? how the
They had
frame
two
was stuck out?
carpenters
Did
come
you
in.
figure that out?
I don't know, I haven't had a chance to really look at it, but they had two supposedly professional
Yeah.
carpenters come in and fix them, so.
Okay, so whatever they did, they went through. Okay.
Oh, and by the way, right now, there's no combustion here down in that boiler room.
Yeah,
Wait a
that's what I
minute,
thought.
I sent him an email on this, on the Norwood email. I sent you,
Me?
Yeah.
Is it me anymore? Yeah.
your name William O'Connor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does it say?
Basically, I figured out the combustion needs
Yeah.
using NFPA 54, and when you take all air from the inside of the building, it's 50, NFPA 54 calls for 50 cubic feet per hour per 1,000 BTUs. And I did that on what the boiler was firing. The boiler was firing 0.75 gallons.
Okay. I'll take
That
your word on it.
translates into 119,000 BTUs. And the cubic air in that building will more than satisfy it.
Yeah, but it's not going down, it's
Well,
going
yeah, but
up.
how can it? One, can it get down there? And two, how does it get replaced?
Now, I'm gonna
The
show you how
building's
we're gonna
fairly
do
tight
it.
now, right?
This is the wall. This is an area where the old.
The oil tank had its
Yeah,
fixtures,
right.
so to speak. Yeah.
I was going to come out in the wall, go up the wall, turn down, and go back out, back down like that.
Well, how about if you just plain put a louver in whatever's in that old window in the areaway?
There isn't any.
What is there?
They filled the area way in,
With?
dirt.
Oh, oh,
They did it to build up the grate.
I see.
They actually,
I
Otherwise,
figured they
otherwise, you know,
put something in the
yeah,
window.
because
Okay.
there always was
Okay,
an event.
yeah.
So I'm just trying to get this thing to work, and they've already said they like it. I just don't know how big that's going to be,
Well, why not now cut a louver in the door?
because the bulkhead is covered up with yet another covering over like a
Oh, okay.
and we'll have to put a doghouse or something on top of that, so
Ted,
all of that's expensive.
what about a fan in the can?
A fun in the what?
A fan in the can. Okay. That's when you can vent air into there mechanically. So when the furnace fires, it can be ducted in. There's one that's available with ducting for 3-inch PVC pipe, and one that will duct in 4-inch. So that would limit the hole, and all you'd have to do is stick it through the side of the building. Bang, you're done.
Well, that's essentially what this is, but we can evaluate anything, but
Yeah.
it's got to come in low, because that's where the intake is on the side of the
And
boiler.
when a fan in a can comes in, you just set the can right beside the appliance, and you run your pipe
The
to
thing I
it.
like about this is that it would have a damper, a gravity damper on this, so when the boiler comes on, the damper would open because it's drawing air. But we can do whatever you guys think is.
Who would do the work?
Huh?
Who would do the
Well,
work?
I mean, this is something we can think about this is one of
So
the
we gotta
ways,
figure it out.
we'll have to keep out a few bucks
Yeah.
to get that.
We might have the oil man.
But the big
Oh, yeah.
question is, we need to have some kind of boiler guy get down there and take, excuse me, furnace, I've been hearing that too.
I won't let him use that term. It doesn't make otherwise.
I didn't like the Thomas Edison look that the electronics in that thing had, so we're gonna have to call somebody in. If it's okay, then, we'll leave it as it is. But,
Well, did we have to have a new oil tank put in, or did that already get in?
no, that's a new oil tank. we
It's a
got.
new oil
It
tank.
already is in.
It's a raw double wall, yes.
And it's to go.
Yeah.
So
So we waited for that.
essentially, if there's anything like an open press item, it would be this little kit.
Pretty insignificant.
Now, the only other thing is that the cemetery guys, they did originally they were gonna do like a hydro seed or a grass seed surrounded the building and everything.
Well, last time we said we were gonna pay for the sign.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And they did a heck of a job. If you could see the granite they laid out at the front of where you go into the building.
Oh, yeah,
it's all
that's a good
beautiful.
Well, Bill
job.
was saying that was from the steps of the old high school.
Did you hear that?
What?
The
was awesome.
the platform that was in front of the building was all, it was stone, but it was not even close to being even. Mark Ryan, when they took apart the old high school, he saved the steps he saved the granite. And some of that granite went into the new platform that's in front of the chapel. Then he built up the grade on the driveway. So now, and it was really funny, somebody in a wheelchair was there
Yeah.
Saturday, and he just rolled right in.
Beautiful.
Because the driveway grade is now the same level as the platform out of the granite that Mark made the platform out of, from the old high school steps.
By the way, if you guys want to read a nice letter about the conditions at the chapel, you know, at least an opinion we all value, that's Judy Howard. She wrote a very nice letter congratulating us and doing such a great job.
Who is she?
She's the head of the
Historical.
Historical Society,
Nice. Very nice.
who, by the way, is not on the plaque. I put down Patty
Fanny.
Fanny. Anyway, that's it. Let's go.
Okay, great, thanks.
Okay, we can't do an update on the town hall project because Jerry's not here.
Yeah, last time he was gonna try to meet with them to kind of get a status update.
Yeah, I'd like more than a status. I'd like to see a set of drawings. We've been shelling out money. I think we rate at least, there can't be too many drawings. Because I read through, as you well know, all that MEP reports that,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
whatever his name is. What the heck is that guy? Galuska.
Yeah.
That they put out. And it was very definite that there was only certain things they could do. And one of them was to put an air handling, 1,000 CFM air handling in the attic and another one down here somewhere. And of course, everybody said, you can't do that. But I said, well, you know, that's what the engineers say we have to do. Because we're trying to get air down into the building because of the internal system
Yeah.
and all those kinds of things. Then we're gonna seal the windows and do all this kind of stuff. And just wanna make sure that we get it right. And we don't have to get a plan out and all of a sudden we find out, well, we can't accommodate this kind of stuff.
So I thought the electrical system was the first priority.
Well, according to Tony Mizuko, it is, yeah. But they've already addressed it. It's in it's well written up in the,
In a plan? Like
no, just in the report.
Okay.
They go from, I think from 800,
800 amp.
yeah, 800 amps to
1200.
1200. That's the first recommendation. Then they talk about cords they got running all over the floors and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
All that kind of stuff.
And the knob and tube.
Yeah, so it almost looks like it's gonna be extensive wiring and stuff like that. So,
Right, so the next step is to hear back from Jerry what his
well, you
discussions
know,
were.
I think we haven't seen a hide nor hair of, I think Kelso was in here for one meeting back last fall. And
Yeah, yeah.
and that was that. But we've been paying regularly, haven't we, Linda?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
drawings have been sent,
They have?
they have,
Where are they?
but it is planning, space planning,
Yeah, it's okay.
that's been, they're in emails.
Anyway, we can get some for the next meeting, so we can see what's going on?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't aware that they'd been sent.
They-
Okay, old and new business. Anybody got anything?
None.
Well, I do.
Oh,
Yeah, this is a biggie, a real biggie. I don't think it's any secret that we've experienced some leaking situations at the high school.
Oh, yeah.
When they first started manifesting themselves in the gym, where they had buckets on the floor and stuff like that. And then we did a moisture infiltration infrared test for the entire roof. And we found out the gym was not the only problem, it was everywhere. At least on the, we have plans that show actual data that shows the intensity of the leaks in terms of colors, you know. I think yellow was the heaviest, and they go out like the sun, like a sunburst. And it's everywhere. I mean, everywhere. In some cases, where flashing was installed in the walls, with the leaks are right along the walls, the edges, the edge details. To sum it all up, we're trying to set up a task force. Right now, I'm involved in that. And it's going to be run, I think, by Paul Riccardi at the high school. But there's several cast of characters, and that's why I was looking at the calendar. This meeting is going to happen on the 5th of June. And I thought that if we meet on the 6th, or not, I could make a report as to what's going on and what we're going to need to do. But I see this as an effort where we're going to have, besides the committee, the committee is going to probably be the parent to the whole process. And we're bringing back Compass in the person of what's his name, Brian Jarvis.
Oh, yeah, Brian.
He's going to be involved.
You've already spoke with Brian?
Yeah. No. What's his name? Dwayne Sawyer, the guy from AI3.
Darren Sawyer?
Darren Sawyer. He's going to be there. A representative from the Sika, Sarnafil. They are the manufacturers of the PVC membrane, but not necessarily the guys who installed it. However, they were involved with the approval process, and the whole installation was done under the watchful eye of some building inspectors who I don't know who they are yet. I'm sure we'll know before too long. And of course, Paul Riccardi and his second in command over there, I forgot his name. I know the guy, and I can't remember the trouble with names.
So they'll all be at that meeting on the 5th?
Yeah. No,
Is the 6th enough time to put some of the data together, or maybe?
Well, no, the 5th is the day we're going to meet.
Right.
And it's just a kind of a hash out, because what happened is they passed out these enormous books about this thick. And everything you want to know about the roofing on the high school is in the book. And I've been looking through it, and I've been evaluating details off the drawings and looking at what details off the shop drawings. And without putting too fine a point on it, I can tell you that I've got questions, major questions. And I don't want everybody to think I'm a great expert on roofs, but I've done more roofs in my time than I think anybody else in this room. And but I may be wrong in that, but I apologize. But I've done a lot of roofs, and PVC roofs are not one of my favorite. Particularly when I had to inspect one on a CVS warehouse down in Smithton, is that in Rhode Island? Smithfield, in Rhode Island. 900,000 square feet of floor on the roof. I crawled around on my hands and knees for days.
Slippery.
Well, you could not.
Oh, it's
I repeat,
wicked.
you could not stand up on that stuff. No, even if you were a sled dog, you could possibly stand up on it.
So my question is, if you're going to get together on the 5th, will people be leaving that meeting and have to do a little bit of research? Or maybe we're better off to wait a
No,
week?
it's going to be.
Or-
It's going to be. See, we've only met a few of these guys, and Sarnafield's already been out there and written a kind of a vanilla report
Okay.
with.
No surprise.
Yeah. But we're going to look at that, and I suppose there's going to be some discussion on some of the pictures. See, they took pictures, and there's a lot of stuff that you look at the pictures and you look at the details and you look and say, wait a minute, we got some questions here, and that kind of stuff. But I don't think all of this is going to be resolved. I think this is just going to be an organizational thing where we all get together. Has everybody got the book? Has everybody read it? Well, no. I mean, this is thick, and there's a lot of it. I will tell you this: I was never in favor of that roof. Never. I wanted you guys. Some of you guys were here during that time. I wanted the cold bitumen roof, and we didn't get it. But if we had cold bitumen, we wouldn't be in this problem. When I worked in Newton, you couldn't put any kind of roof on the building with cold bitumen, so,
When is this? You said on June the 5th.
yes.
Is it at the high school and what time?
I'm not so sure that, we can have other people there. It's not it's a working meeting. I can't invite you, I didn't set up the meeting. I just talked from Ronald Riccardi yesterday.
Oh, okay, I thought you wanted me to be.
No, I will ask him if that's okay.
Oh, okay, fine.
So, who's responsible, the general contractor or the
All
subcontractor?
depends what the problem is.
We gotta watch what we say,
Yeah.
because there's one other person that I'm gonna insist is gonna be there, and that's my old friend Bob Garrity.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's just not a time when we can sit around buzzing like we are and saying things that somebody's gonna later on, remind us that we said it and it wasn't
Yeah.
kosher. So, I don't know, I've already told him I'm gonna try and make sure that happens. So, I don't know whether we're gonna have a problem, because in this town we have a town council, but you guys know, because I think everybody here at the table knows Garrity and knows what he's done for us already. He got us out of that mess at the,
Did you be
Senior Center.
what was the name of that
The
Monarch,
DPW?
or what, the guys?
Matt, you mean?
I forget who it was.
Something majestic, wasn't it?
They were the site guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And then there was the sealant problem
yeah.
at the high school. And in both cases, we did very well. So,
Well, so you think, so we want to have the 6th, you think you want to?
yeah, I thought maybe
Yeah.
I would, if we could meet on the 6th, I don't know how everybody's schedule is, but
Yeah.
June is kind of a tough month for me, so.
So do
Yeah.
you want to do you want to set up 2 for June, or do you just want to go tentatively
Well,
just the 1?
the only other thing I would think of is, somewhere in there, I'm gonna go to Maine, I don't know which day it is. I think it might be the week of the 13th or 14th to 15th, something like that.
Oh,
But I would tentatively set it up for the 20th.
okay.
Now, the only invoice that we'll have, only 2 invoices, one will be MGB, and the other will be for Kelso.
And you'll be all done with Spillane?
Yeah, yeah. By the way, he was there.
Was he?
He showed up, I think, Dave.
Oh, Dave Green knows
Yeah.
from Racine.
No, the other guy. What was it, was it the day we were doing them?
Dave Green is from
No, I know Dave,
RGB.
I know, but I was,
RGB, yeah.
the guy that's with Spillane, the project manager with Spillane. Dave,
What are you talking about? Sean Murray?
the heavyset guy. The guy that did all the talking in the meetings.
Yeah,
That's his name is Sean?
yeah, I believe
I
so.
thought it was Dave, okay. All right,
All right.
okay, anybody got anything else?
Well, the only thing, I went down to the bathhouse to look at where the fencing was, and I noticed the lawn is in terrible shape. I don't think they put any fertilizer on
What do you mean? What's wrong with it?
it. It's kind of blending out, you know?
Well, is it grass dying on it?
Yeah, and the only places, I don't know if that's, they've got dogs running around there, but they deposit, and that's the green spots. So I don't know who's responsible.
Well, that's Travis Farley.
Yeah,
I had a phone call today from Travis. He was looking for the name of the contractor that did the floor the second time.
Why, what's the matter with the
Well,
floor?
no, nothing. He wants to use it at another location, and he wanted to know if I knew the contractor's name, and I did not, but I steered him in the right direction. I steered him to,
Barbado?
no, Kelleher Architects.
Oh, okay.
R.H. Kelleher should know who that contractor is, who did that.
Well, I'm not so sure because he didn't have much to do with it.
Not him, but his second in command.
His name is Dan Murray,
Dan Murray.
not Sean, Dan Murray.
Dan Murray, okay.
So it just appears to me that they're not taking care of the lawn.
Well, they'll just have.
Well, you know, the question is, who takes care of it? The DPW or those guys?
I don't know.
I'm gonna talk to him, I'll get to the bottom, I'm gonna call Mark Ryan,
Yeah.
EO, I don't care what it's.
I know who doesn't take care of it. Us.
No, we don't have any money, we've cashed
Well,
it.
Gave it all away.
It's certainly not our responsibility either.
No, we always would keep money around, you know, during the warranty period to make sure little things like this come along. Like, I think we gave him $2,500 to fix the fence,
Yep, yep.
so, anyway.
Okay.
Okay, anybody got anything?
Nope.
Okay, any complaints? Any complaints with the new chairman?
Nope. Just welcome to the new chairman and the new vice chairman.
Move that we adjourn?
Second? Second on the chairman?
All right.
I need a second.
Oh, I
yes.
thought you were second.
I thought he was the second.
You said second. I thought you were seconding it.
I was trying to prompt you guys.
Second it this week.
Steve's got the actual second.
Okay.
So we're here, back here the 6th.
Andy is here.
Okay, all in favor of adjournment?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Excellent.
Hey,